I'll go. All right, Jeremy. Jeremy counted me down and then didn't hit record. Now I'm all flustered. We're doing a teardown. I got this message via LinkedIn. And is it good? Is it bad? Is there something you can use in your own campaign? Is there an idea here? I don't know, but we're going to find out. I'm joined as always with my man Jeremy over at QuickMail.
What's up, everyone? Sorry.
A different intro. No, we've taken a break and now I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's get right into it. There's no subject line, Jeremy, because I think it was one of these open in-mails because my LinkedIn profile is open and I do it mostly so that I can collect copy and share it with my friend Jeremy here and you.
Is it a connection request?
No. So if you have an open profile, you can just send this thing. Okay. So here we go. Hi, Jack. So far, so good. I'm the CEO of website.org, where we help companies like yours reduce LinkedIn Premium and Sales Navigator subscription costs for both internal teams and clients. If your team or clients actively use LinkedIn for outreach, I'd love to show you how we help save at least 40% on subscription costs. Would you be open to a quick call to explore this? Best regards, name, CEO, website.
Where was your first reaction when you received that, Jack? I'm curious.
My first reaction was somebody named this document. Really, just why I went there.
Jack and Jeremy are amazing. Nice.
That's just worth noting. Okay, so here's what's interesting, Jeremy. Let's forget the copy for a second. What's the value? It's basically like, hey, guy, want cheaper Sales Navigator subscriptions?
Yeah, that was my thought too. Is like, Sales Navigator subscription is not something on my radar. It's not that expensive, but at the same time, I'm alone. I don't have a 20 people team.
You know what's funny, Jeremy? That may actually be a good barometer for your cold outreach copy. Is like, forget what you just wrote. What's the thing? Hey, guy, want blah. If you removed all the text and just said what it's for in a language that is, let's say, inappropriate, it might actually get to the heart of it, and that's a good place to start. So let's pause. Probably not appealing if you're a solo Sales Navigator subscriber. Probably very meaningful if you've got 20 Sales Navigator subscriptions. Funny enough, I had a call with somebody 2 hours ago and they said, hey, I got 15 team members hustling for me on LinkedIn and I had to buy all of them Sales Navigator subscriptions. So he's like, Jack, I need to make this thing work. I'm paying $1,500 for just the subscription seats.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's about $1,000 a year. So for me, 40% will be $400. I don't care, man. I'm not going to go through, there's risk involved in making business with a stranger. And so I don't know, that's not really
good point.
My attention will be better spent somewhere else. But like you say, if you got 15 people, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah. So then the first note is you got to be real careful with list building. And Jeremy, my guy was not careful with list building. And I know because he's asking if your team or clients actively use LinkedIn. Come on, why are we still doing this? This is 2025. Do you not see that salesbread.com is an agency that actively uses LinkedIn to drive? It's out there, people. So while in theory this did kind of hit, it's so clear that this was spray and pray. And likely people would just, I'm hoping, have some sort of a premium profile. I hope that's the minimum threshold, and that's visible too. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work if you have one subscription. And if it does, I mean, you're really trying to squeeze pennies here. Probably not the big fish they want to go after. Jeremy, you have something weird in your camera that's dangling.
It's just my little Japanese stuff. It's something I brought back from Japan. I'm going to put it out of the frame. Sorry about that, Jack.
All right.
Instead of if your team or client actively use LinkedIn for outreach, I mean, it would have been so much simpler to say hey, I've seen how active you and your team are on LinkedIn. right? Wouldn't that be like much more powerful? Because someone is like, oh, you're actually contacting me because you've seen me being active, right?
Since you and your team slash clients are using LinkedIn for outreach, great. Thank you. Even if you're doing a lazy job with list building, let's say you're just throwing a list of random lead generation agencies. Maybe they use LinkedIn, maybe they don't. Still assume that they have a team. Otherwise, it's going to sound weird, like you didn't do your homework. And if you're wrong, they weren't going to buy
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. It's like they disqualify themselves, but the people who are disqualifying themselves are not the people you're
Yeah.
interested in anyway. That's a
Right.
fair
By the
point.
way, I like to use on campaigns like this where it's really for a specific guy or gal, right? A lot of times I'll throw that in the invite where I'm just being very plain Jane, like this is what's coming. And by the way, there's a lot to unpack here because this is a very different sale than we usually discuss, Jeremy. This is not SEO consulting. This is
That's
not
true.
manufacturing services. This is like, hey, dude, you want like cheaper sales nav? I don't
The
even
guy on the
think it should be a
corner.
call. Why is this a call? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, a bit. Well, yeah. I'll be curious, like what kind of CTA do you think would make a lot of sense?
Can I
I got some
share how
ideas.
can I share pricing we're able to get to our partners?
Man, this is beautiful. Way better than what I was thinking. So yeah, I think that's the best one. I was thinking more exploratory, like, how much people, how much licenses do you currently
Not for
have?
this
But
low level
but I
sale.
agree.
This
I agree. This
yeah.
is much better.
So it's like the funnel should be, all right, let me see how much they can save me. And then the call to action on that, essentially a price sheet, or not even, it could be a DM reply. All right, cool. Right now we're getting it for 59 bucks. Um, and then you have to overcome the objection of like, am I going to give you my credit card? Am I going to get banned from LinkedIn? Am I like, you got to
Ban
really
from LinkedIn, yeah.
show me a lot of agencies that are using you so that I can feel good about this because that's a concern. But if you handle those objections, the next thing is like, all right, well, here's how to do it.
It
Transfer your
doesn't sound
subscription
very
like this.
legit, to be honest. Like, it sounds shady. And I think that's the
No,
first thing you
people
need
do that
to.
with like Google partnerships. Like if you what is this loophole? If you're in
I know in
India,
India, right?
you're offered a lower monthly for the same Google Drive. I think
Yes,
that's what
we
this
offer
is.
that for $3, and it is actually pretty nice. Because we offer that for every email address for $3 a month. You go to Quick Mail, you buy your stuff, whatever, and
Look at
it's the same
Jeremy
sort of like,
pitching on the
yeah,
podcast here.
that's right. It's the same sort of deal where if you want, Jack, I can share your pricing with you, but it's the same type of deal. The question for is that you know I'm not sure for LinkedIn this is the case. It could be that they have different pricing for
Oh yeah,
emerging.
I don't know, man. I took off their website because you're right. Like I didn't vet them, and I'm not
Mm.
recommending
But
name
the
at.
point I'm trying to make is like, and you make it that too, is like, what objections should we actually address, and should we address in the first email, or should we address when they're asking, yeah, share your pricing.
You're
I
right,
think
man.
I,
This
I got
does
the
seem shady. Why did I
yeah, I got the
suggest it?
feeling you should do a PS or something like that. So it's like, PS, we got, I don't know, like, and then drop some big names using us, or, people in a space that we will give you more confidence that, oh, okay, those guys actually,
Yeah,
maybe name a few big clients you have.
yeah. Let's do some more editing here because we didn't call him out on I'm CEO of website.
It
Come
was
on,
so
what's
obvious.
wong with us, Jeremy? We're sleeping.
Yeah,
We're
he's
sleeping
on
here.
LinkedIn. So obviously we see his profile. So we don't need to, he doesn't need to introduce
Right.
himself.
So they kind of went the story brand. We help companies blank. I really don't like that. Even this is a quick pitch because like you're talking about a low ticket item transaction. Um, I'd yeah, I'd probably flip it, man. So this is about me. Since you and your team clients are using LinkedIn for outreach, I'd love to show you. Um, and this is redundant. This is where you put social proofs. Okay. Um,
Yep,
so
I
we'd
agree.
be like this. We'd be like 14 agencies, e.g., A1, A2, and make it reputable. Use us to
reduce, yeah.
Watch, yeah, save. Watch, let me just like go a little bit further. Let's see if it works. Saves about $30 per subscription without risking their profile, right? Like, let's pause for a second.
That's good. Yeah.
I would probably say like for time frame, for since 2021, dozens of agencies have used us to save. So now I'm attempting to help this person out with some social proof. What would you change?
I don't think the date is so relevant, to be honest. And dozen is always less nice than a number.
You're right. I added the date. I'll tell you why. Because here, without risking their profile, if they say we've been doing this 2 weeks and since then nobody's been banned on LinkedIn, that doesn't carry weight.
That's true. You could still say since the beginning of the year, we helped 6 agencies make the move.
But you can imagine how bad that'd be if you shut down an entire agency, that'd be awkward.
Yep.
So, okay, silent objections need to be addressed, but then kind of get out of the way and share pricing,
Your call to action is awesome. Can I share pricing, with you?
Yeah. Enough said, maybe.
Enough said. It's 10 minutes gone, and I think we covered it. One last thing, the signature. Do we really need that for emails?
Okay, good point. So no, you do not need it unless, here's my unless. If you happen to have one hell of a lander that's got videos, social proof, testimonials, you really want people to see it in order for them to consider if they should reply, yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
go for it. Probably be more fun than to actually send me to a particular lander. I think that would be important.
It may actually work better. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because, like you say,
slash agency,
quick transaction type of thing, or actually that will build maybe the trust. This is for the attention. Then the link to your landing page will build the trust, and then maybe they want the call to get the the sale.
Yeah. All right. I think we beat this one down thoroughly. Right. Let's pause before we hang up. As it stands, give it a grade. Still shitty.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm the client for that. So it's always difficult to rate when you're
use your imagination. Use your imagination, Jeremy. Imagine.
Funny. I probably say this is between silver and gold. I think.
Yeah.
What cool. would you place it?
I mean, the thing is, I think if you just do the hey guy want cheaper sales navigators, it's not really getting my blood moving. So I tell clients this a lot. Like, man, you could write a beautiful outreach message, but if your offer wasn't kind of thought through, good luck. Or the list you send it to doesn't care. It's not going to do you any good. And I think this suffers from that. I might say, why don't you find, I'm having too much fun with this one, Jeremy.
Yeah, I see that, but go for it.
Let me say one more thing. So I would find organizations with 100+ sales departments, and I would check if those organizations have BDRs with that little yellow premium icon. So I know that they've got 100 or 70, and I'd reach out to the sales VP and say, you want to look like a star come next quarter, come next, meeting with the CFO. How about we talk about saving 40% on subscription costs? It's legit. We're doing it for Fortune 500. Now you're making money.
That's right. I like the objection, the silent objection be addressed here. At the same time, if you know how many they are, you could even calculate for them. and tell them like,
That's
hey,
pretty cool.
wanna save like 15K this year, or like even like you could put it on
Yeah.
quarter, like like I got a no-brainer way of saving like 15K. But I
Yeah.
like the way you bridged it, because it could be like the audience is not correct. You should talk to the CFO, not to the sales guy. The sales guy may not care at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. But it's it's going to be interesting because I know. All right, let's stop while we're ahead, shall we? Thank you for this. That was pretty fun.
All right, thanks, Jack.